Hey guys, today I'm filming my fall makeup must-haves for 2017. If you guys have never seen one of my seasonal makeup must-haves, basically I like to break up all of the seasons into 3 months, and I do pull specific products from my collection to use during certain months. And that is not to say that you can't wear a neon lipstick in the winter and a vampy lipstick in the spring. You can wear whatever you want, whenever you want. But because I have a very large collection, breaking it up by seasons is a way that really helps me to use everything I have. So in this video, I might show you some things that were limited edition or discontinued, and that is not to rub it in your face. It is to remind you to pull these things out of your collection. And the things that I'm showing you specifically this time are the things that I'm actually going to be using this fall. So whenever I'm picking out my products for my seasonal must-haves, I pull them all out of my collection, and I have to tell you that this season, fall, is the only time I've really ever felt overwhelmed by the sheer amount of products that I had, because I love warm tone eyeshadows and I love nude lips. I didn't even realize how much I love nude lips until I pulled all the ones I owned out of my collection. So what I decided to do this year is that instead of using my go-to favorites, I wanted to test out all the other fall colored products I have in my collection that I have not already done videos on. That way I can test these, see if I really love these as well, and just be more creative and more inspired. So in this video, I'm going to show you products for eyes, lips, cheeks, and nails. It's going to be a lot, so everything will be listed down below. And I definitely have a type. I have certain color categories that I really like to wear during these seasons. And these kind of shades and products might not be for everyone, but these are my personal must-haves and the products that I will be reaching for this year. So starting with eyeshadows, I actually have a bunch of singles. I have a bunch of different singles in a palette, and I have a bunch of different palettes. Now, of course, I'm not going to be able to use all of these products. I'm really focusing on the singles this year, and I will be playing with a couple of these palettes, but some of these things I think are true must-haves, but I've already done videos on, so I may or may not be using them. So in fall, my eyeshadow type would definitely be metallics, warm neutrals, and smoky jewel tones. So anyway, the eyeshadow portion is definitely one of the largest, so I will jump right in with my single shadows. And the first one I have is Clinique at Dusk, a really pretty shimmery copper. And the next two eyeshadows are ones that I plan on wearing together. I hope the look turns out as well as I'm picturing it in my head. And the first shade is another from Clinique. This is Raspberry Beret. It is like a satin matte shadow. It's such a pretty color. And I'm thinking that over top of that, I want to try the Urban Decay Moondust eyeshadow in Solstice. Believe it or not, I've never used either of these shadows, which is such a shame, so I'm hoping that I will love them together. And then I have a bunch of ColourPop Super Shock shadows, and I wanted to pull shades that I haven't really given enough love to. So I do have two more copper colors, and those shades would be Kathleen Lights, which is a pearlized finish, and Game Face, which is an ultra metallic. As you can see, Game Face is darker and a lot more orange. And then I have two different green ColourPop Super Shocks. This one here is Moonwalk, which is a pearlized. It's really pretty green. It has some orange flashes. And then I have Plaid, which is a matte, and this is a very deep army green. And then the last four shadows from ColourPop are from the Studio 1400 Quad, which was in their last call section. I think that some of these as individuals have been discontinued, but some are still around. But I think that all of these are very fitting for fall, and shame on me that I haven't worn any of them on my eyes. So the first one is 8 Track, which is a really pretty dirty gold with a bit of green in it, and this is a pearlized finish. Then we have White Rabbit, which is another copper shadow. It is basically in between the Kathleen Lights and the Game Face shade, and this is also a pearlized finish. And then I have a really pretty purple in the shade Static, which is pearlized. And I also have the shade Donna, which is like a peacock blue, and this is also a pearlized finish. And then I have a whole palette of individual shadows that I would like to give some love to this year. So this first row is Makeup Geek. We have Pocket Change, Bake Sale, Tan Lines, Sidekick, Bitten. This is a foiled in Legend, a foiled in Curtain Call, and then we have these three shades here that are also Makeup Geek. This is a foiled in Houdini. And then we have two duochromes in Secret Garden and Steampunk. These three here are colored Raine shadows, Side of Olives, Vintage, and Native. Then we have three Anastasia. This is Truffle Glitter, Henna, and Blazon. And then I have one MAC eyeshadow in Copperine. So these are the other singles I will be reaching for this fall. And then I have a bunch of different warm tone palettes that I think would be perfect for the fall time. This is the Dose of Colors Baked Browns palettes, which would be 5 different matte warm shades. The Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. I probably won't be reaching for the purples, but all the other shades would be perfect for fall. The Juvia's Place Nubian Original palette. The Balm Meet Matrimony palette. These are all matte shades, but I would definitely be reaching for Matte Lopez and Matte Kumar. The Anastasia Master Palette by Mario. The Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. The Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. And the Colored Raine Queen of Hearts palette. So those are absolutely a ton of shadows. As I said, I'll mostly be focusing on those singles, and I will be pulling for some of these palettes. Some of these palettes that I've already done videos on, I'll probably be pulling out for some specific shades, most likely some matte shades, but I wanted to show you guys all of these absolute favorites of mine, and yes, warm tone shadows are definitely my thing. Moving on to cheek products. So for every single season, I like to designate a specific bronzer, contour, and highlight because I do have so many. I want to focus on a different one for each season so I can get some good use out of all of them. So for bronzer this year, I'm using something different and I'm testing it out to see if I love it. This is the MAC Sculpting Powder in the shade Sculpt. I bought this to use as a contour, but I never reached for it for contouring, so I decided I would try it for bronzing. I'm using it today, and I think this is actually a very nice, light, natural shade, so we will see by the end of fall if I actually do love that one. My fall contour is going to be theBalm's Bahama Mama, and my highlighter for the fall is going to be theBalm Mary Luminizer. Do you guys see that pan? And then for blush, I actually don't have very many options. These are going to be my go-tos that I'm using every single month. I will be rotating through these blushes, and these are just different neutral peachy shades. Because I will be having more intense eye looks, I want cheeks to complement, but not to be the main focus of the look. So first I have two blushes from MAC. I have Melba and Cantaloupe. Melba has a little bit more pink to it, while Cantaloupe is a little bit more on the neutral side. MAC Mineralized Blush in Warm Soul, which is a light peachy nude with a shimmery finish. Clinique Cheek Pop in the shade Ginger Pop. theBalm Instain in the shade Swiss Dot. And lastly is Becca's Mineral Blush in Songbird. This is only a blush I've used a couple times, so we will see if this becomes an absolute must-have by the end of the fall. And next, moving on to lip products, I have got lipsticks, jumbo lip crayons, liquid lipsticks, and lip glosses, and basically these are all peachy nudes or terracotta colors. Those are the only kind of colors that I reach for in the fall because I do have such dramatic eyes, and again, warm tones all around to complement the look. I'm not going to be showing you guys swatches of these because I have a lot, and also they're all very similar. So starting with traditional bullet lipsticks, I have Maybelline Daringly Nude, which is from their matte collection. NARS Audacious Lipstick in Raquel. And then I have a bunch of different ColourPop lippy sticks. The first one I have is Cookie, which is a matte finish. I have Kiddo, which is a sheer finish. This has been discontinued, which sucks because this is one of my all-time favorite lippy sticks. Parker is a matte finish. Brink is a matte finish. Ziggy is a matte X finish. And Grunge is also a matte finish, and obviously this is the most brown out of the bunch, and this is actually the only more brown lip products I have. Then for jumbo lip pencils, I have two of my holy grail lip products. These are the Tarte Matte Lip Surgeons in the shades Exposed and Bare. This entire line has been discontinued, but these two shades are available in the Tarte Lippy Lingerie collection, which I'm pretty sure is a very similar formula to the Matte Lip Surgeons. And this is the shade Exposed. And this is the shade Bare. Then moving on to liquid lipsticks, I have two from ColourPop. I have the Ultra Satin in Aquarius and the Ultra Matte in Aquarius 2. These are both very similar, but the Ultra Satin is more peach and the Ultra Matte is a little bit more brown. I have Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in Truffle. I have the Tarte Tartiste lip paint in the shade Rosé. I have the Too Faced Melted Matte liquid lipstick in the shade Sellout. And lastly is a little mini of the Smashbox Always On liquid lipstick in the shade Driver's Seat. And much to my surprise, I actually only have 2 lip glosses. First one is the NYX Butter Gloss in Creme Brulee. And of course, I have to have my beloved Buxom Full-On Lip Polish in Sandy. Now moving on to nail polish, there are 4 different color categories that I reach for in the fall. The first, I don't know the exact color to describe it, but it's basically like a dusty muted mint. Then I have more typical fall colors that represent changing leaves. I have got warm tone metallics, and then I have teal polishes. And I actually have more than I can use in this fall. So again, I'm basically testing out the formula and the colors of these, making sure that these are all polishes I want to keep in my collection. So starting with the more dusty mint colors, these are all very similar, but they're not the same. So when I think of this color category, this is what I think of as my shade. And the first polish that started it all would absolutely be OPI Mermaid Tears from the Pirates of the Caribbean collection. This was actually the first polish that got me into wanting to actually collect polishes and follow collections. So of course I have to wear this one. A color very similar is OPI My Dog Sled is a Hybrid, and the difference between this is that My Dog Sled is a Hybrid is more blue and it's also a lot brighter. Another very similar color is Color Club's New Bohemian. And then I have 2 Zoya polishes that are pretty similar. This is Zoya's Wednesday and this is Zoya's Bevan. So Wednesday is more blue and it's also brighter, and Bevan is a little bit more sagey and obviously dustier. And Bevan I do like wearing on its own, but I typically will use this as my base color, and then as an accent nail I will go in with the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Brilliant in the shade Always Naked, which is a dupe for Essie Saint Tropez. I think that these are a beautiful combination, but I also love wearing this nude on its own, and I actually love wearing nude nails in several seasons. I think that this is really beautiful both in the winter and in the fall. And then I have 3 shades that are more to represent changing leaves, and these are colors that are actually pretty new to me, so I'm excited to try them out and see what I think. First is from KL Polish. This is a shade Caramello, which is a mustard. And then I also have Brick Sidewalk, which is like a terracotta burnt orange color. I have nothing like these in my collection, so I'm very excited to try them out. And then I also have an olive green. This is Zoya's Charlie. I've only used this once, so I want to test it out again. And I think that these 3 shades really do represent changing leaves. And then I have 4 different metallic polishes that I reach for. The first one is Orly's Rage, which is the perfect rose gold polish. I think this looks really beautiful in the fall and in the winter, but I reach for it most in the fall. Next one I have is OPI Worth a Pretty Penne. This is a great mix between a copper and a rose gold metallic. And then I have 90 Lacquer Holy Fire, which is a more orangey coppery tone gold holographic. And then I also have 90 Lacquer Turkey Coma, which is a holographic copper shade that, of course, I have to wear this on Thanksgiving because it's called Turkey Coma. And then I have a bunch of different teal polishes, and these are the ones mostly that I want to test out and make sure that I still love these and want to keep all of them, because I definitely don't love these as much as some of those other shades. The first 2 I have are both from Zoya. This is Cecilia and this is Talia. So as you can see, Cecilia is more green and Talia is more blue. Essie Garden Variety. Butter London Slapper. OPI Is That a Spear in Your Pocket? And Formula X Enigma, which unfortunately this line has been discontinued, but I was able to snag this when it was on clearance and I haven't used it yet, so I definitely want to test this one out. So guys, that was my very long fall makeup must-haves, all the products that I personally gravitate towards and plan to wear during this fall season. I would love to know your thoughts if you tried out any of these products, and I would love to know your personal fall makeup must-haves in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.